Really having camera rolling is the only way I can stay safe.
Praying that you don't leave. Praying that I don't have to drive 12 hours a day. I'm deep down praying. But if you do go, I don't think that.
Yes, sir. Mr. Webster?
Yes.
Jennifer. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, this is my friend. Yeah.
Hey.
Hi. I remember I talked to you, I think, on the phone, but I apologize, I don't remember the content of our conversation.
Well, it was on 16th Street Mall. I was approached by a guy presenting himself as an FBI agent. And
you had asked him if he was FBI. He said yes, but he never...
No, he showed me a badge.
Right, but he never...
You guys won't take the report, though.
Because he didn't impersonate an officer.
Yes, he did.
Badge. No, that's not impersonating an officer. By law, he has to try to do an act that he would only be allowed to do if he's a police officer. And
No, I'm not following this. Explain that to me again.
Okay, if somebody says, yeah, I'm a cop, but they don't do anything, they lied to you, but they didn't impersonate an officer. If the person says, I'm a cop and you're under arrest and they try to arrest you, then they've impersonated an officer.
Okay, so he can't say he's a police officer or an FBI agent and flash me a badge.
And if he's not trying to do anything, he's not trying to take an act of enforcement, he's not trying to arrest you, he's not trying to keep you from doing something you're allowed to do, then he has not impersonated an officer.
Jordan, does that make sense to you? Because that does not make any sense to me. He flashed a badge.
Okay, that's the way the law is
doesn't
written.
really.
Okay, that's the way the law is written. So, somebody who claims to be an officer and performs or attempts to perform an act under color of authority. If somebody lies to you, I could say, yeah, I'm a basketball player. Now, you'd never believe it, but I could claim it.
Spud McKenzie was short, yeah.
That's true, but I can't jump. That guy could jump like a son.
Okay, so he would have had to, what? What would have constituted?
If he would have tried to arrest you, if he would have tried to seize property and say this is evidence in a case, something like that, that would have been impersonating an officer. If somebody is driving down the road and...
He lured me up to his hotel room, though, under the premise of meeting somebody else.
But that wasn't done under color of authority.
But wouldn't you want to report that someone was down here acting like that on 16th Street Mall? Like, how do I even get a copy of this video? Because this man needs to be taken off the streets.
He, from your description, did not commit a crime. Under the way the statute is written, we have to work within the framework that the legislature has given us. And somebody saying he is something when he's not is not a crime unless he tries to perform an act.
I went with this man there because he showed me a badge. Like, otherwise I wouldn't have went anywhere with him.
But I understand that. But he did not try to take you into custody. He did not try to seize property as evidence. He did not try to...
So he would have had to write me before you guys would do anything about it.
He would have had to try to perform an act under color of authority before we could say he's impersonating an officer.
So if it was like a false arrest.
Right.
Something
Say you're driving down the street and somebody, you see red and blue lights flash and you pull over and somebody walks up and says, let me see your license, registration, and insurance. They have performed an act in detaining you that they are not authorized to do. That's impersonating an officer.
So
Even though they didn't assault you, they didn't take you into custody, but they performed an act that they are not authorized to do, enforcing the traffic law.
what if we were to actually maybe get like a video, I guess, of the dude and get somebody to snatch his badge and then bring it back to you guys to confirm that the badge is phony? Would that kind of also...
Being in possession of a fake badge is not necessarily evidence of a crime. Tons of people have pretend badges. You can buy badges. You can have
your
them.
own. Yeah. So
We can send up and have some nice ones made.
So the dude literally has to perform a false arrest,
Yeah,
basically, in order to
either a
constitute.
false arrest, a traffic stop, something where he is acting as an officer. That's the way the statute's written. Just claiming to be somebody in authority doesn't.
That's my problem with this, though, is the fact that there is someone on 16th Street Mall pretend to be an FBI agent, and you guys don't even want to know about it. You won't even take a report on
I
it.
can't take a report of a non-criminal act. He didn't break the law. Was he creepy? Yes, but I can't take a report on somebody being creepy. It's not a criminal act.
It just seems like information that you guys would want to know, have on record, so if there's more incidents of it. How many women does he lure up into his hotel room doing that? And then they're scared to death to friggin' report it.
I don't know, but he has not, in this instance, committed a crime. I cannot take a report of a crime that didn't occur. Thankfully, you had your head on your shoulders and got out of there.
Yeah, but what if I didn't, you know? And you guys don't care.
Then we would investigate. If a crime had occurred, we would investigate, but we can't investigate a crime that didn't occur.
I'm still dissatisfied with this. Like, this law needs to be changed. Is this local ordinance?
That's state law.
State. Okay, and what about federal? You guys aren't worried about, do I need to go to, like, the federal? Like, the state police? Like, this just seems wrong. Just, like...
By state law, he did not impersonate an officer. Federal statutes, I don't know. If you contact the FBI, they may be able to tell you if there's a federal statute.
Yeah, do you think the FBI would be okay with a gentleman running around presenting himself as FBI? You think they would be okay with that?
You would have to talk to them about that.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to, definitely.
I think that's the next step. We're going to make some progress here.
Yeah, so how do I get a copy of the video from downtown? Is there like an open records that I can get a copy of it?
As far as video in what area at what time?
16th Street Mall on April 5th. April 4th at 11:30 at night.
You could check with the Civil Liabilities Bureau on the policy for release. It would have to be which specific area at what specific time.
Okay, so here's another thing that I ran into because I did escape this predator. And then the next day, see, I think this is something on the inside because I did a background check on myself. And just so happens on April 6th, a warrant was filed for my arrest from 9 years ago.
I do remember that, and I checked that, and that's not correct. It wasn't issued.
No, it's been changed since then, but I'm saying I have pictures of it
You
showing.
don't have access to the National Crime Information Center, so you can't check active warrants.
Yeah, but that can be changed, okay? I did do an active warrant search, and I got the information. I've got screenshots of it. I don't know off the top of my head, but I do have screenshots of it. And there's other things.
Okay.
I've been harassed by the police here. No, I'm trying to get you to understand. I'm being harassed by the police here.
I checked your warrant before, and you have a warrant for traffic out of, was it Georgia?
Georgia, yes.
That you acknowledged was an old warrant.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only warrant on the computer.
Right, now. Because someone came to me 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and steered the conversation to that, and it just so happens to magically disappear when I called it.
Who showed you that it was there?
No, I pulled it up. I actually did the report.
You can't check NCIC for warrants and do that without being a law enforcement officer.
I'm telling you that something down here is going on because I was harassed by the police because I was protesting for Julian Assange.
Okay. We've discussed that.
I know, I got to go to each precinct or each district and get the file to get the reports, okay? But there's a problem here, and you're not helping me try to fix it or come to some kind of conclusion as to why I was being pulled over every other day, why I have weird people coming up, approaching me when I have evidence of these people. You don't even want to help me trying to understand why I'm being harassed out of the state.
What I can tell you is with what you have described with the contact with that person, that did not rise to the level of impersonating an officer by Colorado state law. Because it didn't rise to the level of a criminal act, I cannot take a report on something that was not a crime.
Okay, and so you can't take a report on me being harassed either?
You said that you were stopped by law enforcement in various areas. You would have to contact those law enforcement agencies.
Okay, and then what about all these weird people that are coming up to me too that I don't know? How are they tracking me? They're tracking me on my phone? I don't know. I don't know who they are, but I'm just telling you there's
approaching you, what are they doing?
Well, like one data analyst wants to hold me up for 2 hours. They're like finding out more information about me. Like, I don't know if they're intelligence community or not. I don't know if they're gang stalkers off of Twitter or whatever. I don't know. But I'm coming to you to help me try to remedy this situation so these people leave me alone. When I get on the plane to go back to Las Vegas, I get the air marshal ride back who reminds me when I get off the plane that, oh, remember, Vegas is for fun. So is it, who is it that's connected to either this department or to One Colorado or to the governor?
Okay.
I don't know, but I'm telling you that I am being harassed and you don't want to help me.
When I described to you what you needed to do, if you've been stopped by various law enforcement agencies, you go to that law enforcement agency. I was stopped on this date. I need to find out what the reason for the stop was. Mm-hmm. If they are able to verify, yep, there was a stop, the officer would have completed a log and it would have said, here's the date, here's the time, here's the location, here's the reason for the stop. If they cannot give a reason for the stop, that agency's Internal Affairs Bureau can initiate an investigation of that.
There's always a plausible reason. I'm just saying, when does coincidence not be coincidence anymore?
Okay. Again, all I can tell you is, from what you've described, I cannot take a report for impersonating an officer because he did not cross the threshold by state statute.
Hey, but you don't even seem to understand that there is a problem happening in my life that has driven me out of the state. I have just drove 12 hours to come back and try to figure out what is going on, and you're not at all concerned to help me.
I have directed you to contact the other law enforcement agencies for anybody who has stopped you. Mm-hmm. If somebody approaches you on the street, then you can separate yourself from that person. If the same person repeatedly contacts you, then you can contact law enforcement and say, I've told this person to leave me alone and they keep bothering me.
Okay, but what if it's a different person and what if it's 10 different people from all over the metro area? So like being in a McDonald's, the whole place is empty. Why is the guy got to sit in the table right across from me when the whole place is empty with his computer camera staring at me? Why is it that when I'm in front of the friggin' Capitol building down here that a guy comes up, takes my picture and runs off? Why is it like all these different things? The analytical guy, the cops watch me paint my windows. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, there is a trend of me being harassed. What am I supposed to do?
There's nothing of these incidents that fits a harassment. Harassment requires repeated contact or threats. If somebody comes up and sits across the aisle from you, it's not a crime. If somebody takes a picture of you in a public area, it's not a crime. And if it's a different person each time, that's not harassment by law.
What if it's a group of people? Like, it's like you're not even concerned that there could be a group of gang stalkers out here.
What I'm saying is, I have no evidence to take a report. I've given you advice.
You won't let me give you the evidence.
You've described that you've had different people in different incidents at different locations who are of concern to you but didn't do anything illegal. That's not something that we can
Okay, so again, when does coincidences stop being coincidences?
I can't describe that for you, but what I can tell you is there's not a crime to report from what you've described.
Harassment's not a crime.
What I'm saying is...
And we don't even know if they're all connected to the same church or to the same business or something, but obviously something's happening to me because I wouldn't be upset and on the verge of a nervous breakdown if something wasn't happening to me.
What I've told you is, from what you described, there's no evidence to support that either harassment or impersonation of an officer is taking place, and therefore I cannot take a report.
They don't care if I'm being harassed or not. So is it once I die that you guys might start investigating these people?
At this point,
Because that's what I feel.
at this point, I'm clearly not making any inroads into helping you understand why we can't make the report. But at this
Because
point,
harassment evidently is not a crime in this state.
I've described what harassment is and why this is not harassment.
Because it's not the same person.
Yes. And
But what if
different
it's the
locations
same
are-
group?
We have no evidence of that now.
So that's what I gotta do. I gotta tie all these people together, and then can I come to you and have you actually do something to help me have this stopped? I'm asking a serious question. Like, seriously, like if they're connected to the same group.
If we were able to show that somebody was sending tons of different people to be around you, although they haven't done anything to you, I don't know that even then we would be able to. We might be able to show that this person has engaged others in stalking.
If this happened to your wife or daughter, would you be okay with it? No, you would not be okay with it. You would at least try to help her. These people are following me out to Las Vegas.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm not crazy.
I've described what the laws are and that it doesn't fit.
I understand that.
I'm going to get back to work on my cases. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because harassment evidently is not important to you.
That was pathetic.
Is that not sad? Oh, little puppy!
Little puppy. Whoa.